All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're feeling sharp and yeah, really good this AM, right? Excited to see what markets have in store for us. Been a really strong trading week here so far. We've gotten some really clean trades, good follow through on a few of our opportunities, and we've done a very good job here effectively catching like the easiest move of the day in back to back days, right? Or at least during our part of the session. We played this breakout there yesterday, right? We played this breakdown there yesterday. And the nice thing of that, right, is it's basically just like a waterfall or a rocket ship, right? When it does go in our direction, we're getting good follow through. We're getting paid on those decisions and we're being rewarded, right, for not being indecisive. So, trying to continue to basically straddle that fine line here this morning, right? How can I, be deliberate with my decisions, right, while also avoiding my obvious mistakes? It's kind of the yin and yang, I guess, that you're looking for as traders. But then, just understanding, right, that I give myself to like the permission to make mistakes. It's okay if I make them. It's okay if they happen. They're gonna happen. Gonna have, oh, I'm sure hundreds more of them this year. And like it's just a part of what trading is, right? So we can't be so afraid to never make a mistake that we prevent ourselves from making any decisions whatsoever. And we need to understand that there are certain mistakes you can make and certain mistakes we can't make, right? So we shouldn't make mistakes that compound negatively. Like we shouldn't ignore stop losses and we shouldn't average down into trades and we shouldn't move our stops or do things along those lines, right? But if we take a trade where we have $560 of risk when we meant to have $500 worth of risk, it's a mistake, but it's one that can be corrected and fixed and changed and improved much easier than those like impulsive cardinal sins. So, the challenge I give to everyone here today, right, is to find that balance. Give yourself the opportunity to learn. Don't go looking for mistakes or trying to make them, but trade with that like element of freedom, right? That worst case scenario, you've got something that you can learn from. And if that's your worst case scenario, you're going to be in pretty good shape. So that's the encouragement here. I want everyone to focus on a little bit here today. And yeah, no more cardinal sins here, guys, right? If trades are good, take them. If they're stalling out, take your profit. If it isn't behaving how you want it, get out. If you took a trade that you thought I was going to take and I didn't take it, you can always close that trade, right? But we need to get into the habit of learning. And the only way that you can actually learn and improve here is by placing trades, seeing how you react to it, right? Studying your reactions to it, and then improving your technique. So things will only slow down once you start clicking that submit button. And yeah, would recommend you all find your reason to be brave here today, right? To a certain extent, there's like an element of, I don't know, like when I was a kid, I used to go pier jumping. And the first time you did it, right, you're so scared and you're so nervous, and then you just go 1, 2, 3, jump, and you actually realize how fun it is, and okay, now you can start doing some tricks and some flips and all this kind of whatever, and that progression happens really quickly. And I think it's the same thing with a lot of us. The idea of losing a trade or being wrong on an idea or making a mistake is scarier than actually making it. And that fear of being wrong or not getting progress as fast as we want becomes like gets people set in stone, or like it's like they've got cinder blocks on their fingers and then they paralyze themselves from making any active decisions. So we want to fight back against that a little bit here today. We'll talk about that fear a bit more when it's a bit more appropriate. But yeah, looking forward to what should be a strong and interesting trading day. All right, enough ranting and raving. So we do have a lot of Fed speak here today, generally not until a little bit later, so that's fine. It should be a busy day. Generally, when you have that much Fed speak, though, sometimes the market just wants to wait for that to kind of like clear. Um, And yeah, it can give you like a little bit maybe of like some muck to get through. We'll see if that's the case. Sonia, I would recommend a trading doggo. My little risk manager sleeps beside me here while we're trading, and he's a good little reminder that life is good. All right. So green candle, decreasing volume, gap down. So 1 for 3 here. Yeah, I mean, Trump speaking, he'll probably be late. I would imagine he starts right at 11, but hopefully we're done by then. To the upside here, we're looking at a 68.50. Not bad. We got the upper end of our targets there yesterday. And then we're looking for 60 and then up to like 90 and 900. So let's go to 900. I think that's a pretty reasonable target. Okay. And then to the downside here, target's going to be 8. And then we fill out to 750. So we got a little bit of room to go here. Again, 50 points. I really do enjoy trading when we have this type of volatility, though. It's really nice. All right. NQ. So same thing, green candle, decreasing volume, gap up. Much better volume profile on NQ than ES, right? ES, not really pushing to increase, like even outlier. NQ is outlier. It is at least interesting. Seems like there's a bit of a volume misprint there on Monday. But yeah, it looks fascinating, I guess, to a certain extent. Target here would be 800, so we're already kind of mapped out at that area, and then 26,000 kind of ends up being our next sort of logical spot. I think realistically pushing it up towards like 26.4 or all-time highs, right, ends up being sort of where we're gonna end up settling towards anyway. So let's see if we can get some oomph towards that zone. To the downside, pre-market low is 25.6. And then we're just going to fill it in. And your sanity check. That's 300. Yeah, looks fine by me. All right. So we don't have 1030 data here today. Again, Monday's volume is missing or data is missing. There we go. It's back. Trading view is so annoying sometimes. So red candle, increasing volume, gap down. Not outlier volume, but it is a 3 for 3 to the downside. We'll call this like a trend line rejection. And then we're looking for a basic continuation move, right? So we got trending PA lower. We're looking for that to continue. We're going to have that 5% limit to worry about here with some prop firms, right? So 56.70 kind of as a final target. Not that much space, all things considered. So then we're going 59, 58.50, 57 or 56. 56.70. So we'll go to 57. Okay, and then NA for a bull case here. We've got trending price action to the downside, so let's see if that can go from there. All right, Apple. So green candle, decreasing volume, gap down. Again, 1 for 3, not much changing. Tesla, green candle, decreasing volume, gap down. Again, 1 for 3. Did not give me an inside bar. Actually, very impressive breakout there yesterday. Okay, Microsoft, red candle, increasing outlier volume, gap down, 3 for 3 to the downside. First real indication, right? Sorry, that's counter of the index. Amazon, green candle, decreasing volume, gap down. So we'll call this again 1 for 3, non-trending. Nvidia, red candle, decreasing volume, gap down. Try gap up again, 1 for 3. Don't know what's going on there. AMD, green candle, increasing outlier, gap down. So we'll call this a 2 out of 3 with volume. Meta, green candle, decreasing volume, gap up. So 2 out of 3 without vol. Netflix, green candle, decreasing volume, gap down. So then again, right, 1 out of 3. Did give us a little fake out under that big breakdown day. And then Google, green, increasing, gap up. So 3 for 3. Bit of a stronger 3 for 3, but still not the best volume profile and still can't really get over or through this range. That's for sure. Like the mental catalyst, it's got to clear. And then the old Vixaruni, right, hanging out 18.29. So implied volatility here today of about a little bit more than 1%. That should give us quite a bit of range if we can get it, right? We've got a lot of space even towards pre-market highs or pre-market lows. So there should be a little bit of action here this morning, or appears that there should be. We don't have any 9:45 data. We don't have any 10 a.m. data. So I'm crossing my fingers here, but that should mean that we have a little bit of a smoother bit of PA. Any questions? How's everyone feeling? Amazing. Good. Yeah, it should be a good trading day here. Cheers, Randy. Well, we've had a good little last month and a half. Let's see if we can keep some momentum going here today, but we'll trade what the market gives us. We'll go from there. Hopefully it's a strong one. Okay, so we got about 2 minutes to market open, guys. I'm just going to grab my cup of coffee, set up here, and then we'll jump back on in a minute or two, and we'll do a quick little, just get ready for a strong trading. Be back in a second. All right, so let's see what market has in store for us here today. And yeah, guys, let's have ourselves a strong day here, right? Strong session. Let's be deliberate and let's focus on getting better. So first thing we're looking for here, right, is just size of the range. Is it large? Is it aggressive? Do we have lots of volume? Right, our reference is going to be kind of what we've seen here so far this week. So we've seen, kind of the base that we're expecting for like a volatile day or a nice range day here is about 50 points. We're obviously well on pace for that here so far. Basically, main thing we don't want to see, right, is just basically a really small range. Something, 25 points like we saw on Monday. This is a little bit better or, at least reasonable. Trading view. So slow sometimes. Volume's okay relative to yesterday. It's not bigger than yesterday's open, but it's within striking distance. Looks okay. Nothing really for us to do with that yet. We need to now get like a breakout, right, to occur. So either a breakout through the highs or a breakout through the lows. The lows would be probably the path of least resistance based on that open. There is a bit of a divergence between ES and NQ, right? Or we're seeing like a slightly different story between the two narratives. That probably is a better indication of choppy price action, right? Versus super smooth price action. Makes a little bit of sense. We saw quite a few of our names in our pre-market raise we're going through. We're seeing a lot of 1-for-3s or a lot of without volume type stories. And maybe makes it a little bit more challenging for us to get very clean textbook trending PA, or at least until those narratives sort of settle in a little bit here. Yes, we do have a setup here to the upside, but we're not going to get enough volume to call this a confirmation. On NQ, we're actually still settling in pretty well off of these relative lows. And again, we're not going to get increasing volume here, so very unlikely that we get a breakout setup. Maybe tech is leading the weakness down a little bit here this morning. ES is coming back down maybe a little bit more what you would have expected. So good setup, no confirmation on NQ. Hey, good morning, Darren. Good morning, Kiki. Morning, John. Ugh, CL looks really gross. Stay away from that. As if I needed any more reasons not to trade CL. Morning, Mike. No, I think this open's gone a little bit differently than I would have expected. I know we're only 5 minutes in. It's been a little bit different than I maybe would have expected. Yeah, we're probably not going to get enough volume here. We might 30 seconds, but let's see. For sure, no chance on the 3-min, so it'd be a 2-min or bust here. Be close. Wow. Okay. So good close there on that candle, right? We now have a active confirmation. So now we're looking for a fake out, right? Some sort of wipe of the I don't know, we'll call it lazy bears, right? And we want to see those lazy bears beat back these bulls. If they can, we're going to have a good opportunity here for a continuation move here to the downside. Until that happens, we want to be a little bit careful here. The way that that failure can look like, right, is going to be it's almost more philosophical than like the same thing each time. So like bulls can fail here in a variety of ways, right? It could be a fake out above 662. It could be a fake out above these highs. It could be a pretty immediate rejection, right, and flush lower. Yeah, it could be an inside bar, right? It could be a wide variety of things. So we're trying to keep like a little bit of an open mind to what a fake out could look like. And we're trying to categorize that price action by mostly just getting like strong behavior. So what I mean by that, right, is when you see one of those quote unquote fake out trigger events occurring, the philosophically diverse category of events that could be, we're watching to see like the elastic band effectively snap back to where it was. So if we make a fake out, right, say above this 648, you want to see it to snap back really quickly towards like 630 or that sort of handle, and to really indicate that like a new wall of defense is coming in and charging and like running all the weak participants over. If we wait for that type of reaction, right, when we get into trades, it allows us to use our entry timing to get really good follow through. So we'll be, I don't want to say lucky, right, with our entry timing, but it should mean that we should be green right away or in a profitable position right away or near right away. And that makes it a little bit easier for us to assess, right, if our plan is behaving how we expect. A little bit of patience here still. We haven't really established a strong fake out story, which makes me feel as if maybe the most likely outcome here, right, is going to be a fake out above our confirmation high if we do get one. So keeping an eye out for that, and let's see if it happens. When was the last time I traded CL? Feels like years ago, but I don't know, maybe last month. I don't know. So we're looking for the the rubber band snapping back type reaction here, right? I'd say so far, not really. So I haven't boxed in anything, drawing out a reference price, nothing along those lines. A little bit better. And now we're watching this candle to close as a formal fake out, right? Because we haven't quite gotten the reaction we're looking for. So we need it to close under, say, 663.25, right? Or a confirmation low, or sorry, confirmation high, right? Indicate that it actually is a fake out. 10 seconds here. Let's see if it can do it. Okay. So now stop loss would be at that fake out high. All right, so 668. That's pretty far away, so we're gonna have to wait for a pretty decent sized pullback here, or we'll wait for a reset. my kind of like idea that I see is I want to buy the upper third of this sweet spot of all these wicks. So reference price would be like that area. We'll call it 660 or better. The stop loss of 69 on a short. And we're just looking to see if it can pull back into that zone with some control. If it doesn't, and yeah, it doesn't want to behave, whatever. Don't care. We'll try again, or we'll get another scenario that gives us a clean entry here down towards those lows as well. So that appears to be probably the most likely scenario here now. Couldn't quite get the entry we wanted there on that first fake out. Fine, this is setting back up for us. I'm just gonna have to wait this thing out 45 seconds. A little bit annoying, but that's okay. Pretty good volume, second largest volume of the day. Oh, that would have been a nice candle. All right. Focus, focus. No bullshit here. Good consistent story. I'm just hoping it closes under 6. Yep. All right. Now we're looking for a little baby fake out, right? We have already our fake out established with our thesis. So we're just trying to keep it pretty chill for now. At the moment, right, I'm just going to set my reference price to be the midpoint between my red and green line. And we're just judging reactions here, right? Judging reactions. I don't like the way that this is stalling off of that area there, right? That maybe more indicates building support versus rejection. Now I'm trying to get a little bit more bouncy. So I'm going to set this up here again. Stop on this short would be 616. Yeah, 616. And I'd be looking for a gentle pullback above that blue line. So I would say moving maybe a little bit too quickly right now still. Let's see if we can find it to settle in. Still no real like aggressive rejection, so being a little bit patient here. That was a little bit better. Okay, so watching here very carefully. See if I can get that pullback now. Come on, close, close. There we go. See if we can get it here. Sweet. So, guys, I am in. Might get stopped out here almost instantly. Let's see. Entry price 606.75. Not green right away. But let's see if this thing can break. That flirted with danger there, for sure. Flirted with danger. I don't know if I like that reaction too much. So we can get one quick flush, but I think I got to get out of this. Oh, I got stopped. Okay. Whipsawed a bit too much. Oh. So we're looking what? Nice work. All right, so we have a reversal signal here now. I'm gonna be a little bit patient. Zoom in. Okay. Oh, good first attempt, but not quite what we were hoping for. Let's see if we can get a little confirmation breakout here. Okay, fine. We're looking to the upside here now. To be like something like this, 650 would be the stop. Reference price here would be your confirmation high, so 59.75. So it's called 60. And if this runs, we'll just reset this on the 2. Or the 5. I mean, 5 maybe won't get the volume. So this time looking long, right? It's got to pull back slowly here into the 660 area. So watching this carefully, it's got to go slow. And it's got to be controlled under that blue line, right? So I don't want it to see it be bouncy and bullshitty, like that's being a little bit that right now. I want it to, it should be absorbing that well. It isn't. There's potentially our fake out. This is just elevator down. And again, might be setting up the downside move. Maybe we were early. Looks like a 5-min fake out to a certain extent. So I'm going to try this potentially to the downside here again. Increasing outlier volume. I did not like the way that that was elevatoring up, and now the way it's elevatoring up again. The 653 stop loss, you are getting that big rejection. And I would say reference price here is like 47. Whoa. Fuck me. I could like feel that one in my soul. I could feel that dump in my soul. It's just volatility, guys. It's volatility. I wouldn't worry about it. It's a good thing. It's what we want. All right, so we're still in play here. For now, looked like this. Okay, so for now, I have it set up like this. This motherfucker, though. So I'm going to try this on the 2, potentially. 5, too much time still. Yeah. Go get yourself an Aussie Shepherd, Sonia. It's the best decision you'll ever make. I'm extremely biased. All right. Looks like it's going to be biggest volume of the day. Very impressive. I'm targeting 500 now. And this is going to potentially come together quickly here, team. So sharp focus, please. And we're looking for that like snapback. That's a little bit better. Okay, see if we can get that pullback. Every time I feel like I'm setting up for it, it runs. Nice work. So again, so watch the speed at which this thing pulls back here now, right into our possible entry zone. I'd buy yourself like half an extra second to make that decision. Type thing, right? So it's going a little bit too fast. Maybe a little bit better. Okay, there's our possible fake out. Then that would be 85 stop loss. Okay. All right, guys, I'm in at 81 on the dot. Let's see if this thing can flush. It's stalling where I don't want it to stall a little bit too early. Come on. There we go. Much, much better. I don't like this pullback. Come on, get back in the 60s. Got to hold in the 60s. Come on. Oh. Just absorbing too much. Don't like that. So I'm going to look for my exit here, guys. I'm going to look for my exit as P&L is increasing. So on this flush, boom. All right, I'm out. Exit price 557. Exit price 557. Let's go, guys. Let's go. All right, it did look like it faked out above, Nick. It did look like it faked out above. So maybe it's I don't know, order timing or entry timing. Great trade though, guys. That was a great trade. 4 contracts, Deb. At 4 points of risk. Let's go, guys. That should put you green after that first unfortunate attempt. That was fun. Nice work, Troy. Now we're going to reset, right, to see if we can get ourselves another little breakdown opportunity. The way this candle was closing was not giving me the characteristics I would or needed have wanted. So kind of getting told that maybe it's running out of momentum a little bit. So now we want to, excuse me, now we want to reset, right, and reestablish that momentum being back in. Feels like a busy AM. Feels like I haven't had 2 trades before 10 a.m. in a long time. Okay, so we have another setup here. I think I'm going to wait for 10 a.m. here, guys. I'm going to wait for 10 a.m., fill in my notes. Love that, Kiki. Appreciate you saying that. All right, so 10 a.m. is dropped and it's flushed by. Let's see, right? We'd be targeting now a move towards 25,400. Again, guys, I just wanted the priority there for me, right, was to make sure that I filled in my journal correctly, right, that I got all my notes down before I set up and started looking at another trade. If I chose to basically neglect it at that moment, right, I would have forgotten a lot of details that maybe I'd want to know later on. So, hey, if I missed one here today, or I missed this now next leg of the downside rip, that's fine. I don't mind doing that, right? I put myself in a better situation long term by making sure my notes are solid. And if I miss a trade because I'm busy journaling, that's a price I am willing to pay. Nice work, John. Congratulations, Kiki. A 6K payout on Tuesday, 1K payout yesterday. Congratulations. That's really, really impressive. All right, so we're going to have another setup here on this 2-min. Same idea here. Looking for a push down towards 400. We got 20 seconds, so let's see how this thing closes. Yeah, very big spikes in bearish volume. You don't see them like towers like this too often. All right, so focus up here, guys. Again, we want to see a fake out first, some sort of bullish failure. That might have been it already. Let's wait. Okay, so we're looking at a 472 stop loss for now. Reference price, call it 465. And I'm 10 seconds late. Let's see. That is quite mean. All right, we'll just reset this thing back up on the 3. Motherfucker. That was mean. Yeah, so same thing. We want to see that bullish failure or bullish rejection. We're looking at a 53 stop loss. And I'm leaving a little bit of extra buffer here this time on purpose, right? And we'll go like 46 as a reference price. So 453 stop, 56. Sorry, 46 as a reference for an entry. Okay, so watch this pullback here. That was too fast. I'm from 46 to 51 in one click, so we're going to have to wait. Okay, so now we're looking at a 61 stop loss. It might be a relentless prick here and not give us an entry. That's fine. We're not going to succumb to this temptress's tricks. It's got to be perfect, right? Otherwise, we're not interested in taking it. Okay, I mean, it's going to want to do everything but let us into a trade. We got a couple seconds here left on the 5. What a flush. Cannot believe could not find an entry in that entire 100-point move. Well, that's okay, right? Gotta fight that greed. Market doesn't owe me anything besides the chance to sit and watch. Gotta take advantage of that wonderful opportunity. Yeah, we're looking for that like tennis snapback. I keep saying tennis, rubber band snapback. I must be sick in the head. Looking at a 460 stop loss for now. Very similar to that 461 we were just looking at. Too fast. Okay, so now it'd be looking like something like this. 465 stop. Fast. Okay, so now we're looking at 471, call it 472. Still no entry on any of these yet. It's not pulled into our entry zone in the right manner. It's done so kind of uncontrolled. Okay, this is a little bit better. Too fast. Might be the final little shake and fake. Let's see. Was that? Lots of time here. What's the time? Can't seemingly find an entry here now on this last chunk, but annoying. Gotta be deliberate here. No chasing. And we're still gonna be in play here. Yeah, maybe at that last one with like a 475, maybe would have been able to get away with it. But it's one of those trades where your execution would have had to have been so perfect. There's like, it's not a trade that had any like margin of error. It's a very low probability trade of actually catching. So I'm not going to beat myself up about it, but a bit annoying. What's the VIX at right now? 19, still not above 20. I'm impressed. Yeah, so now let's see if we can maybe get another fake out above that 75. Again, this could happen pretty quick. So I'm going to start setting up my order window. Stop loss is going to be at 75. And we'll change this, obviously. We'll call it 480 now. Just so I only have one number to change, right? Not like 3 or 4. Now we're looking at an 85, I would say, stop loss. Probably still moving a little bit too fast to commit to drawing a reference price. It would be there. Still feel like there's another fake out in store here. We saw 3 on this candle, right? That's kind of why. Say. Okay, so now you're looking at 89, 92. Okay, so we'll call it a 92 for now. Maybe something like this above 86. Maybe tried to be a little bit too precise there. And not something I'm going to complain about. Nice work, Nick. Oh, this is going to be painful. Feels like there just should be so much more than what I've done so far today. And I'm trying to fight that feeling because that's a limiting belief. I'm traded pretty well, but yeah, yeah. Maybe there's a bit of a sting of like having the direction right on that first trade and then not really profiting off of the move that maybe you expected as much as you would have liked. So it's just my human greed getting in the way. Still relying on this 10 a.m. candle as confirmation. Nice work, Jason. Congratulations. Again, let's see if we can get ourselves a tight risk reward here in a minute. We've already got the fake outs. We probably don't need a second one at 500 or anything like that. So we're still relying on this candle as confirmation. So we don't need increasing outlier volume here on this one. So this is still our signal candle. Nice work, RJB. Hey, go enjoy the rest of your day. That's perfect. Okay, so we're looking at a 430 stop loss. Reference price would be like 420-ish. Now watch this pullback here. I have a feeling it's going to fake out because everything has. So now we're looking, what, 433? Yeah, it's going to be higher now. Yeah, so 438 would be the stop. Too fast. Is this the other fake out? $452. This is annoying. $463. Huh. 469 now would be the stop. Still just keeps giving us elevator up, no elevator down. Trying to find yeah, potential reversal could be interesting. Like you have those pseudo signals here on the 3 and the 2. 5 min, it's hard to not see this bounce off of 400 and then give us 70 points higher. This bounced off of 500, gave us 70 points lower. A bit of some funky behavior going on. I mean, I'm going to play this reversal. All the price action we just spent the last 5 minutes watching was all just momentum higher, momentum higher, momentum higher. So again, see if we can get a little fake out established here and be a long this time. Okay, so watching here carefully. Reference price for me is about that. Oh, thick. Feels a little bit like I've drawn a reference price a few times, and it's like the second I draw the reference price, it takes off. Jeez, Nick, crushing it. Okay, so again, be careful here. It's a pretty decent move. So watch this pull back with extreme prejudice. There's your possible little fake out. Be a 472 stop. Oh, come on. I did not get a fill. After all that bitching and screaming I've done this week, I missed my fill. All right. That's karma. If anything. Now let's set this thing back up on the 5. Right, we got increasing outlier volume on the 5. So I've just canceled that order, right? Canceled that order. I might just wait on the 3 here. Mike, your speaker might be on. All right, let's focus up here again, please. So stop would be 508. Again, we haven't really seen a fake out. It's been a straight line. So let's see if this thing makes a little lower low here. Okay, so we're looking at a 507. Reference price would be high of confirmation. So we're looking for really anything below 505. Let's keep waiting. Okay, that was an excellent bounce back. So watching here carefully. All right, guys. So I am in 510.25, 510.25. And let's see if this thing can pop for me. So far, so good. 510.25. I don't like that. That was a bit of a nasty little shake back down towards our lows. I mean, there's $1,000, so I'm not going to let this go to waste here early. Oh, there we go, guys. All right, there we go. There's the pop we've been missing. Okay, so let's see if this thing's got a little bit more juice in it, but I'm going to start thinking about closing. Needs to hold above 30 this time, right? Needs to hold above 30. Oh, guys, we're flying here. Fantastic. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. That was a big drop. Okay, so watch here carefully. It's got to close above 30. So 30 seconds to go. Disgusting close. Come on, it's above 30. So now I'm going to look for, well, let's give it 5 seconds here. Oh, it did close above my target. All right, so it's even got one more decent pop above. There's 40. Keep going, keep going. All right, guys, I'm out. Exit price 42.25, 42.25. Boom. Excellent, excellent, excellent trade. Everyone feeling good? Well done, team, guys. Well done. And good close there, right? Good close. Maybe not the exact high, but close enough. Nice work, Jack. Let's go. Nice work, Kyle. Good job, team. Good job. Best feeling in the world. Oh, my journal's being an idiot. So really good trading today, team. Really good trading. One loss, two nice wins. That's perfect. And 21. So now, as we get closer and closer, right, to 11 a.m. and Trump speaking, volatility is going to do some dumb shit. Sorry to curse. So we want to be a little bit careful here now, right? A little bit careful. It's yeah, high probability of now just getting whipsaw price action to a certain extent. We've seen a easy move lower, easy reversal higher. Like, where what I mean by that is there's no like a clean move with no green candles, right? Three bar clean move with no red candles. It's all good, Mike. It's all good. Yeah, I think, Kellen, that's the right way of describing it. You're just likely to now get headline driven markets. So would rather wait and be patient. It's been a really strong trading day, right? So I don't need to do anything too stupid. A loss of like $400 on trade one, and then wins of like 2,200 and 2,600. So I don't really need to do anything crazy here. Like, it's a really strong trading day. Let's go, Abs. Congratulations. Yeah, well, John, like, the reason why I'm trading well is not necessarily because I'm calling the market or having a perfect feel on the market. It's just that I'm trading my system and I'm being incredibly strict with my risk, right? So if my risk on a trade is going to be 5 points, or like that trade, it was 4 points or something like that, it's really hard for me to be a loser long term. Because even if I'm throwing shit at a wall, I'm going to get a 40-point win 1 out of 10 times with those tight risk rewards. So when you give yourself like a little bit of an execution edge on top of that, right? You give yourself a little bit of a strategy edge, and all of a sudden you've got a lot of margin of error where you can make mistakes and still be profitable. And so it's either I'm green right away or I'm red right away. And that's also then protecting a lot more of my mental capital, which makes it easier for me to consistently follow my rules, trade after trade, day after day, right? Setup after setup. And so it's just those like deliberate, proactive decisions are compounding and they're getting good results. But the belief always was, right, that if I made those changes, that would be the outcome. And that's the cheat code, right? Just got to build up your tolerance CD, right, to doing it. So once you're up, like I like the R system for this. So say if you're risking $500, once you're up 1R, right, which is up, you're up $500, to then make sure that you're closing right as PNL is increasing. In the same way, right, if you're up 2R, you close as your PNL is increasing, and basically wire your dopamine into slowing down. Once you're there, I mean, if you guys watch back this trade, we waited right for that candle to close, right? We waited for it to close above, would have been what, 530, I think the price would have been. And we wanted to have seen 2 out of 3 things on that candle close, right? So we wanted to have seen it close above 530, give me increasing outlier volume, and then give me a strong candle shape. Well, it gave me 2 out of those 3 things, right? It gave me a strong candle shape, decreasing volume, but then held above my 430 target. So that's what I'm looking for, right? When I'm thinking about closing or I'm making that judgment decision, I'm judging the candles. Do I have strength objectively or do I have weakness? If I have strength, then I should wait for that candle to close and then get out on that next pop. If I have a 1 for 3 candle, I should just look to get out as soon as possible. And then if I have a 3 for 3, well, I should have no reasons to be a fearful little bitch. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here. Like even in my notes, like I wrote down, I stayed patient, waited for my setup, or actually I'll give you the full notes here. So price felt like it was running away from me and I couldn't find an entry all morning. False. I stayed patient, waited for my setup, and got an excellent entry. Waited for my 2 out of 3 candle and found an extra 15 points in profit. So when I say I waited for my 2 out of 3 candle, that's this one here, right? So this was my entry. This is my 2 out of 3 candle. I want to see this give me characteristics. If it is, I'm going to look to close on that, nice pop over, or make sure I'm being deliberate in doing that. If I don't have that, then I'm going to look to get out. And if you train yourself to just be more confident closing as your P&L is increasing, right? Building up that buffer, giving yourself that more space in your account, it's almost like that makes the market slow down for you. And you'll start to be able to notice and remember those details, because I'm sure a lot of you have seen these ideas or these concepts already in a lot of the DTR videos. But bullets are flying, right? Things are going crazy. Your dopamine receptors are wired and out of control to a certain extent. And this is for every trader. This is not a comment about anyone specifically. And then once that's the case, right, we start to skip the details that we know we normally remember. And they look super obvious in hindsight, which makes us feel like idiots. but we just need to yeah, basically slow down in the moment and build up that tolerance. And then when you do, you're going to be able to pinpoint or be more specific over what you're looking for from a technical perspective, and then you'll be able to feel some confirmation. Yeah, I mean, there's a video, a bunch of videos on that topic, James, in the Discord. So there's a video in the trading basics section. It's called Advanced Risk Management, knowing when your trade is strong and when to close, something along those lines. And yeah, really important video. Yeah, Rusty, really good morning here so far. We played this little reversal here to the upside. We played a little short there to the downside. Like on this move, and then we tried to play a short here early and we got shaken out of. But 2 out of 3 with 2 really nice wins, so no complaints. How's your day going? I think it's like I don't know, 30 odd green days in a row here, Rusty, something like that. Been nice. It's been nice. God bless volatility. Long may she continue. Theoretically, we have another setup here to the downside. I've got a devil and an angel on my shoulder here. You'd be targeting 300, so you got a 65-point move to go, a one-handle move. That's pretty reasonable. Love that for you, Rusty. Jealous. Enjoy Barclay. Yeah, I'm kind of debating um not placing any further trades, to be honest. Might be the better move. It's a strong day. I don't do anything stupid. I mean, Juicy RR, Rusty, like that's you talking dirty to me right there. Oh my gosh, Kiki, the rain does not stop. It is nuts. I'm gonna put like I'm gonna be away next week, right? So I'm in Austin for friend's bachelor. From Wednesday onward. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, no stream. But you should reach out to yeah, we'll sync up here at some point. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The stream schedule, guys, is posted in the Discord channel stream schedule. So, Emmy, when you change it to ticks, right, it changes the current price to be whatever the price is. So, as price is changing, right, your risk is changing. And so when you're further away from your reference price or where you originally set your risk from, then you'll have some issues. I actually don't know, Todd. I don't know if Tuesday's a market holiday. I know Veterans Day usually is, but Remembrance Day usually isn't. Yeah, the next market holiday is Thanksgiving. Where do you have any recommendations? Stop loss would be 368. Target would be 300. Entry target would be 350. We've got a couple reservations lined up. I've heard good things about Terry Black's. There's like a Michelin starred barbecue place that we've got a reservation for one of the nights. I don't know if you guys need to know this about me, but it's a like a little bit of a techno fiend or like a techno music guy. We're going to one of those types of music festivals. That's the only thing that gives you the same heart rate as trading. So, got to get your thrills where you can. We're doing a show at the Mothership. That should be pretty fun. Bunch of restaurants. So very open to a lot of reservation ideas. And then, yeah, the music festival. Need no teeth to eat my beef. Sounds like they accept hockey players there. Perfect. No. I mean, I do, Aj. I do, but I don't. There's the part of me that's like, yes, I should keep pressing, but the other part of me that now also knows that I've kind of taken my foot off of the intensity meter. And getting back into that zone is hard. Staying in it is easy, but when you leave it and getting back, it's hard. And I think that's where some people are going to get in trouble. Or like where you get in trouble is you like, yeah, take your foot off the gas. You think you're still trading your sharpest. You go a little bit loosey goosey. We won't do costumes every day, but one of the days we're all dressing up as the Trailer Park Boys. I don't know if you guys know what that is. Hopefully the Canadians do. But we're all dressing up as one of the boys. We'll do a drinking game to figure out who's got which costume. But the Bachelor is gonna be Ricky. Hey, we'll see. We'll see. Whatever I get given, I'll wear. I'm a man who follows the plan. You guys have learned anything about me? They're Canadian legends, Renee. That's a good question, Aj. Truth be told, I don't think about that too much. Sounds terrible, but my long-term investing rules are basically in a bull market, any 2% drop I buy as much as I can afford and then contribute monthly. In a bear market, it's contribute monthly and then every 5% drop I buy. That's kind of generally my base rule of thumb. Historically, January does have some weak seasonality. So, you get a pretty big run up into kind of the Christmas period, and then you kind of get a lot of selling at the start of the year. So there's that little potential for sure. You could maybe get a little bit of a like a bubble bursting type effect. But I think we're going to have relatively, I mean, this is brave final words here, but I think we're gonna have relatively controlled pullbacks while we're still in the Fed tightening sphere. So as long as they're still cutting rates and they're projecting to cut them forward, I think probably a worst case scenario is you get grinding price action higher, or if you get pullbacks like pretty controlled liquidity events where they maintain that. So no guarantees, but that would be my like I don't know, big picture view, I guess. I'm so far from a macro trader that I feel a little bit like a fish out of water talking about that. But yeah, I just buy pullbacks. My investment horizon is until the day I die. So just buy companies that I'd be willing to hold on to forever, pretty much. Any other questions here, team? Any other questions? I'm pretty stoked on today. I mean, yeah, there's some good karma today too. I missed a fill. I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, really strong session, guys. $4,400. We've been in the threes every day this week. Oh, sorry to break that trend. My win rate's gone up quite a lot since I've switched to the fake out technique too. Oh, I mean, it's I'll take this type of trend breakout any day of the week. Consistency is it's a lot of work. Oh my god. Got to gamify it, right? You got to gamify losing small. So you got to find a way to turn a loss into something optimistic, right? Easiest way to do that, it's fall in love with the process, right? Okay, what did I learn? What could I control? What can I do better? Journal, ask yourself that on every trade, and then fix the problems that come up one by one. But the only way that you're going to create trust that your losers are going to actually be losers and that your winners will actually be winners is by creating data and doing all those things. What do you mean on the new technique, Austin? What do you mean? Well, no, it's just a market that's encouraging fake out entries. So this time last year, I wouldn't have been getting entries with the fake outs. After the summer, I was sick and tired of getting faked out, so I waited. Yeah, there's a video on that. So we're what? Double inside bar. That's not right. What? I do. No, losing. Like one of my favorite things I was ever told. I guess by my mentor, my portfolio manager. He'd always laugh at me when I would make mistakes or do something stupid or like whatever, and he'd always like say like, you know, Michael, if you're lucky, you've got 10,000 mistakes left in your trading career. Or like I used to get pretty hung up on losses. You know, say you've got 10,000 losses left in your career. Like, why does this one matter? I mean, like, I would always try to keep my trailing drawdown, John, right? And then however much above that you want to build up on top. So keeping your trailing drawdown, right? Not cutting into that with your payouts would be the starting point. In my accounts, I try to keep about a 10K buffer, give or take. Sometimes more, sometimes less. But yeah, right around 10K is kind of what I do. If you're in my Discord, Classic Entertainment, check out the trading psychology series. I'm sure that would answer a lot of your questions and give you some good ideas on how to gamify losing as well. So yeah, really strong day here, team. I mean, we're stacking them up this week, stacking them up last little bit anyway. So it's been really fun. Yeah, I don't know which prop firm you're with. Those restrictions do kind of sound a little bit brutal. Like I say, for most people right now, guys, and I say this, yeah, pretty much for everyone. I don't think that there's really any exceptions. I think that the best prop firm at the moment is Take Profit Trader. They offer the least restricted payouts and fast processing, right? So you can pull out everything if you want right away. There's no payout caps or restrictions, and they offer payouts on a daily basis if you have a green day. So if you wanted to pull out all your profits today, yeah, you could do that. All right, guys. Any other questions here? Any other questions? You too, John. All right, guys. Well, same deal like always, right? If you have any questions, hit me up outside of market hours. But another strong trading day here to add it to the nice run of form. Let's keep it up, right? Let's keep controlling the variables we can control, and let's all focus on getting just a little bit better after each and every single trade. Expect yesterday's trades to be posted here pretty soon, like the videos, and then the journal here at some point this afternoon. So have yourselves a great one, team, and we'll talk soon. Peace.